All right. Hey guys, I went live a few minutes ago or a little bit ago, but my mic, I don't think it was hooked up. I didn't hear the audio, and plus the video was lagging a bit. So I think I got it all dialed in now. Let's see. I just want to show you something pretty cool that I've been working on. Let me share my screen here. I did this webinar the other day based off of a conversation that I had with a gentleman that was trying to plan for retirement. Well, this is just a Google spreadsheet, right? And then I talked about like Social Security and then scenario of living a stress-free, abundant life. What I actually did was I actually took this calculator right here, this retirement calculator, and turned it into a web-based application. So the plan is to add to it to where you can actually look at your retirement. You punch in your annual salary, and I'll do an example here for you real quick. You punch in your annual salary, it factors in inflation. Right now it's 2.4% in the number of years that you want to retire. And then there's this 4% rule. Some people are on the fence about it. I don't think it's too bad of a rule to where basically what you're doing is you're withdrawing 4% of your of that saved amount, so that way you can live on it. So what I did previously within the Google Sheets, I went through an example. So I'll do an example here. Let's just say the average median price that for annual income is $78,000. The inflation rate right now is 2.4. So say it's going to take you 15 years to retire, and you want to adhere by the 4% rule. So when you hit calculate, it's going to say 15 years from now, in order to make the $78,000 15 years from now, you're going to have to make $111,325. And if you apply that 4% rule, you take that 111, divide that by 4%. So in essence, it says that you're going to have in retirement 2.7 or just say $2.8 million. Now, what you're doing is you're taking 4% of that of $111,000, $111,325 and 32 cents. Now, your investments have to be earning way more than the 4%, right? So if you're not earning 4% or better, really 5%, 6% or better, you're going to be chipping away at that retirement account, not making, it's just going to be depleting, right? You need some investment vehicle to constantly put that money back into that account, or you need some type of passive income that is generating the income that you need in order to live off of. So what I did, like I said, is I took this retirement calculator here and I turned it into a web-based product. The next goal is I'm going to tie in Social Security, and then I'm going to tie in this stress-free, abundant lifestyle, the example that I went over. You can look at it. I think it's the previous video before this one. So the goal is to take all of that and just put it in one little spot, so that way you can actually get to it. So the one question I didn't answer is, where do you get it? You can go to ljhinvestments.com/retirement. That way you could punch your numbers in. If you're making $140,000 and say it's going to take, I don't know, 8 years for you to retire, you're going to need $4.2 million, and then 8 years from now you're going to have to be earning $168,000. And so, but as a side note, this inflation ebbs and flows, right? So you need to look at, I think you need to look at this once a quarter, if not at least twice a year. So that way you can just kind of make sure that your investments goal, you're meeting your investment goals based off of where you want to be when you go to retire, right? So like I said, the whole goal of this is to help with your financial planning. I am not a financial planner. I'm not a CPA. I'm just doing this for, like I said here before, in this legal document thing that I shared. My attorney wants me to share. Oh, here it goes. This is just a disclaimer. I'm just doing this for what I'm doing in my business, right? Your mileage may vary. You have to talk to your own CPA, your own financial planner, your own attorney to help you plan for your financial goals. So, but in any event, this is just a tool one of many tools out there that'll help you. And I think that's all I wanted to show you. I don't think I have any questions. Give me a second here. All right, I got a lot of people on, but I do not have any questions. Awesome. So maybe I am that good at presenting, or I just don't have any questions. So in any event, go to ljhinvestments.com/retirement. It's in the description. Go ahead and punch in your numbers, figure out when you want to retire. Go to Social Security, look at the retirement age. When you want to retire, when you can collect full benefits, partial benefits, and things like that. It's always good to just have a goal in mind and start planning for that goal. Even if you're in your 50s and 60s, I'm in my mid 50s, still not too late to plan. I buy a lot of my mortgage notes with in my self-directed IRA, so that way when I do go to retire, it'll be tax free, right? Or I'll be in a different tax bracket than what I am now. So and that's maybe I could do another live podcast, another live broadcast on the differences from a self-directed IRA and if you're employed, solo 401k, like a Roth IRA, things like that, tax deferred, now tax deferred. One way you're going to have to pay taxes on it, right? It's either now or later, and depending, later you're in a different tax bracket. So, I could definitely go over that. But in any event, if you have any questions, please feel free to direct message me. You can either hit me up on YouTube, LinkedIn, or TikTok, or Facebook, or you can schedule a time, talkwithlarryhoffman.com, talkwithlarryhoffman.com. I need to put like a little banner up there so that way, it pops up when I say it. That way, if you have questions about mortgage notes, just real estate investing in general, or maybe you have a question about self-directed IRAs, 401ks, solo 401ks, HSAs, covered L accounts. I can talk about that because I'm utilizing all of that. So, in any event, once again, feel free to reach out to me. And I don't see any questions. And all right, guys, I'll talk to you and have a real